So have you been struggling to understand why your customers are leaving? Let me show you how to turn raw data into powerful insights. In this tutorial, we are going to be diving into churn analysis with Power BI. No fluff. Just clean visuals, smart metrics, and the tools you need to stop churn in its tracks. So if you're ready to dive into this tutorial, grab your laptop, download the data set, and let's get started. And don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share. So the first thing we have to do, of course, is open our Power BI, right? So we open our Power BI, okay? So this is our Power BI dashboard, right? So the next thing we have to do is, of course, we have to import our data set, right? So this is the data set we are going to be working with, right? So what we have to do is let's go ahead and go to File, and let's say in Get Data, right? Then we go to CSV, okay? Then let's go to where I saved the CSV file. So we just go ahead and open this up. Okay. So remember the mistake I told you I made, right, during my assessment. So if you're seeing this tutorial and you've not seen the first tutorial, please go ahead and check out the first tutorial, okay? As it will actually help you understand better what we are doing right here. Now remember the mistake I told you I did in the first video, where I actually forgot to do my data cleaning in the surname column. Now, in this tutorial, we are actually going to be handling that. So instead of us going ahead to directly load this, we are just going to go to transform, right? So this takes us to our Power, Power Query Editor, okay? Now, let's go ahead and confirm the data type, okay? However, during the assessment, I actually confirmed the data types, okay? So as you can see, the data type for this is correct, integer. The data type for this is correct, which is our text. The data type for this is correct, also integer. And the data type for this is correct too. Text, the data type for this is correct. Data type for this is correct too. Age, then the data type for tenor is also correct. The data type for balance is correct. Decimal, and the data type for number of products is also correct. And the data type for has credit card it's also correct. The data type for 123 is also correct. And the data type for is active member is also correct. The data type for estimated salary is also correct, while the data type for exited is also correct. Now, when you look at this, you can see that all columns have 0% error and 0 empty rows. Okay. Now, I want us to go ahead and analyze this particular column. Now, when you go down this particular column, okay, you will see that we have several mistakes like this one. Now we have HS, right? Then we have the rest of them. Now, what I want us to do is I want us to go ahead and note some things down. Okay, so let me go here and create a this thing, right? Now, I want us to go ahead and note everything down, right? So let's go to this slowly, okay? Okay, now this is for our customer ID. We are looking at our surname. So let's go down bit by bit. Let's go down, keep going down, keep going down. So as you can see, we have this H here. So let's go ahead and note that down. Okay. So H, then we have a question mark. So H, then we have a question mark. So let's go more down. So we also have HS. So let's also note that down. HS, HS, question mark, right? Then let's also keep going down, keep going down. Then we have L, question mark. So this is L, question mark, right? Now let's keep going down. Let's keep going down, down. Let's keep going 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 down. Then we have this Y question mark AN, Y question mark and AN, Y question mark and AN. right? Then let's keep going down. Okay, I think that's all. So let's go down again to be sure. Okay, just to be sure there was none we did not cut. Okay, keep going up, going up. Yeah, I think I saw something. Okay, let's keep going up and up to see. Want to be sure. I think we already have this. Let's confirm that we have it. Yes, we do. I think we actually cut everything, right? Now, what we have to do is we have to go ahead and actually fix that particular columns with the question marks, okay? Now, to do that, what we have to do is we go ahead and say replace values. So for the H question mark, okay? Now, there is no way someone's surname would be H. Even though we are working on a data set from different locations, okay? But we are going to assume that there's no way someone's surname will be H or there's no way someone's surname will be L, okay? So what we are going to do, we are going to be replacing this with unknown, okay? So instead of HS, we're just going to be replacing it with unknown, right? So we say replace with unknown. So let's go ahead and say okay. Then we also do the same thing for the L, right? So we go to replace values and we say L question mark, then we replace with unknown, right? Replace with unknown. So we say okay. Then we are going to now let's go ahead and look for this, right? For this particular one, HX. Okay. Now we have these names coming from different locations. Okay, from France, from Germany, from Spain. Okay, so we are just going to assume that it is actually possible that someone's name is HS, but there's no way someone's surname can actually be a single letter. But we can simply say, okay, since it is HS, we are going to just assume that okay, maybe someone's surname can be HS. Maybe there's a specific pronunciation for it for countries like maybe France, Germany, or Spain. So for this HS, all we are going to simply do, we are going to simply replace HS question mark with HS. Okay? And we say okay. Now for this particular one, we are just going to be eliminating the question mark. So we just say replace values and we paste this here. And we have to copy that. Then we place this here, then we can say replace with this, then we just remove the question mark. So it says yarn. Okay. So we can go ahead and say okay. Right? So when we actually go ahead and look at this, you will see that we have successfully replaced all the surname that contains non-text characters. Okay. So we have successfully replaced that. So we can go ahead and say okay. Right? Now we can actually go ahead and load this, okay, close and apply this so we can go ahead to start building our Power BI dashboard, right? So wait for it to load. So we have successfully loaded this data set into our dashboard. Okay. So for this particular project, because we are working with a single table, which is the customer table, we don't actually need to go ahead to start performing our data modeling. Okay. So what we just have to do is go ahead to start working on our project, on our dashboard. Okay. To start working on our dashboard. Okay. Now, one amazing thing about this project is the dashboard we are going to be building is going to be an entirely new dashboard. We have never built this dashboard before, so we are going to be building this from the scratch. So it won't be like we are replicating a new dashboard, but we are going to be building a dashboard from the scratch ourselves. Now, of course, the first thing we have to do is go ahead and calculate our KPIs, right? Now, to do that, we go ahead and say new measure, okay? So the first KPI I want us to calculate is our total customer, okay? And to do that, we make use of count rows, okay? So we just count each row of our data set, okay? So count rows, okay? And bank churn, okay? So we go ahead and run this. Okay, so we have successfully done that. Now, the next thing I want us to do is let's go ahead and calculate our total churn. Okay, the same way we go ahead and say new measure. Say let's call this total churn. Sorry, total churn, and we say this should be equals to. For this, we also say we have to calculate the count rows, right? Count rows of our data sets. Then we have to close this. Then we say our data sets. We are going to be working with the exited column. Now, if you actually followed us in the first tutorial, we actually explained each column thoroughly. Now, in the exited column, we have 0 and we have 1. Now, this exited means this exited column is asking if the customer has left the bank. 1 stands for yes, the customer has left the bank, while 0 stands for no, the customer has not left the bank. Now, according to our KPI, we are trying to calculate the total churn. Okay, that means we are trying to know the total number of customers that have actually left the bank. So, for this particular DAX function, we are going to be making use of 1 because it is what tells us if the customer has left the bank. Remember, I say 1 stands for the customer has left the bank and 0 stands for the customer has not left the bank. Okay. Now, what we have to do is we go ahead and select our exited column. Okay. And we have to say this should be equals to 1. Okay. Then we can go ahead and close this. Okay. Now we can go ahead and okay this. And go ahead and okay this. Okay. So we have successfully done that. Now, the next KPI I want us to calculate is the churn rate. Now, to calculate our churn rates, what we have to do is new measure. Then we say churn rates percentage. Churn rates percentage. Or let's just say churn rate is equals to. Okay, so this should be customer. So we go ahead and okay this. So we have successfully calculated 3 different KPIs. Okay. So I wouldn't want us to have a lot of KPIs all over our dashboard. So we are just going to be working with those 3 KPIs. So since we have successfully calculated our KPIs, the next thing we have to do is to go into our dashboard building. Now, like I mentioned, I haven't built this dashboard before. So this is not a project that we are going to be replicating the dashboard, but we are going to be building those dashboards from the scratch together. So, but before we go ahead, I want us to add a particular visual I have in mind. Okay. Now to do that, I want us to go ahead and say get more visuals. Then this is a visual I like using oftentimes. So I don't really know if I'm going to be using it this time around, but I always just like having it. Okay. Now let's go to say I think it's card by states or card with card by states. I think this is it. So I'll just wait for this to load, then we can go ahead and add it. Right. So wait for it to be added. Okay, so we have successfully added it. Okay, so we can go here and say okay. Now I want us to change this background. Okay, this background, as you can see, it is white, the canvas, it is white, but I want us to change it to something darker. Okay, so let's go to, is it canvas setting or canvas background? So let's see if it's canvas background. Okay, so I don't think it is that. So is it canvas setting, page information? Is it wallpaper? Now let's try if it is wallpaper. Okay, I think that is it. So this is what I was trying to achieve. Now let's check this. This is a bit too light. So I want something a bit darker. Now this is blue. Okay, so I feel that this is too dark. Let me use this. Okay, no, this isn't what I want. I need a darker color. But let's go ahead and let's go ahead and say there's this color code I have in mind. So we can go and say I say 201 then 70E. Oh no, this isn't what I want. Okay. Now let's go ahead and change this up a bit. Now I want to go ahead and try another color. So let's go ahead and say 18161B. Okay. So guys, what do you think about this particular one? What do you think about? I feel like this is looking okay. So we can start working with this. We can always change this up later. Now the first thing we have to do is we have to go ahead to build our. The first thing we have to do is I would like us to go to insert and insert shape. Then we have to format. Oh, sorry. I thought I was working on Excel. Okay. Hey, guys, I want to show you something. There's this particular project I'm building on Excel. So this is my very first Excel dashboard. Okay. And I'm very excited about it. I'm still working on a project. Okay. As you can see, I'm still trying to fix up a lot of things. So once I'm done with this project, definitely by the end of this week, a tutorial on this particular project will be dropping. Okay. So this is one project I'm very excited about. This is my very first Excel dashboard. So I'm doing some finishing touches and some have to do some calculations and other things on it. Now, sorry, let's get back. Now, the next thing we have to do is, of course, we go ahead to our shape. Then we go to style. Then we can go to border. Can off the border. Then this particular one we can use this same color. Okay, can use the same color. It will be overlapping. It will be overlapping. So we have to just unshadow. Okay. Let's see how that makes it. Okay, we have to on the shadow. So let's move it a bit away from there. So let's take it down here too. Right? Let's take it down here too. Okay. So is this visible? I don't think this is visible. Okay. So this I would like us to change the color for this. Okay. So let's actually see the color we can actually change it to. So let's go ahead and say color and let's say more. Now let's try changing it to 3F, okay, 3D 44. Then let's enter this and see. Okay, I think this is a bit visible right now. So let's look at if we can do any other formatting. So let's go to shape, of course, rectangle. Yes. Go to style. Okay. So I've already turned off. That's okay. Shadow is already on, and so we can leave that at that for now. Okay. Now the next thing we have to do is we have to go ahead and visualize our KPI. Now to visualize our KPI, we also have to go to insert. Okay. Then we go to shape. Okay. Then let's check this out. And so, okay, what do you think about this for KPIs? I think it's looking funny. Okay, should we use this? I think I don't really like the how this is looking. So we'll just go ahead and remove this. So let's go ahead and use this instead. Now let's go ahead and take it up a bit, right? So we are trying to build something from scratch, okay? We're trying to build something from scratch and you know we have to do a lot of moving around and on. So of course we have to go ahead and turn up border and for this we have to also drop shadow. So we have to drop shadow and can go ahead and drop shadow, right? And shadow is black. Now let's see dropping shadow as white. What it means is the okay, so it becomes white over there. But I think we just have to leave it as black so we can simply control C that, okay? And we leave that as black so we can actually make this a bit bolder, right? A bit bigger, sorry. So what do you think guys? Is it coming up? So for this we can actually leave it as so we actually have to go ahead and change the color. So we say more. Okay, now this is giving us the same color with this. Should we leave the color that way? But let's see if we can try something else. Okay, so instead of this, we can simply say, let's try this color. Let's say B4, B3, then we say B5. Okay, So let's go ahead and say okay. So this is looking a bit bright, right? Do we want it to be this bright? That's something we need to decide on. But I don't think I want it to be this bright, so I just go ahead and say Ctrl Z, right? So I can actually leave the KPI cards this way. So if there's a need to do any other further moving around and all, we can always do that later, right? Now what I did was I simply duplicated this KPI card. This KPI card, now to do that, just a Ctrl C, you copy it and you Ctrl V and you paste it. Okay. Now this, okay, don't really know is this looking okay here, right? This is looking okay here. Now the first thing we have to visualize is we have to go ahead and visualize our total customers, right? Now to do that, we simply go ahead and look for our ad. Okay, so we go ahead and look for our card and we can simply drag our total customer to the field. Then we can then go ahead to start doing our pushing up. So the call adds value is given then. So we can change that to area black. I feel like it's looking too bold. So I feel it's looking too bold. So we can simply use let's try this. So let's try this and so I don't really think this is I don't really think I like this. So let's try this. No. Let's try this. This isn't looking okay for me to should we just leave it at Dean? Okay, let's try this. Bold, no. Should we do the Tahoma? We'll just leave it at Tahoma, then we can simply go ahead and reduce this, right? And simply go ahead and reduce this. Maybe let's reduce it to 35. Okay. I don't want this to be too bold, right? Then the next thing I want us to do is let's go ahead and category code label. So it has our total customer. So for this, do we do lights? Let's just leave it at dim lights. Okay. We do know. I think we should leave it that way. So what color should we give it out? Should we leave it as white? Okay, that will be giving us white on white. That will disappear. So we can actually change that later, but for this, let's go ahead and say our general. So let's say properties. Let's say okay. So say visual. Okay, so I hope I'm loud enough. Sorry. So sometimes I feel like I'm just talking to myself. So effects. Let's go ahead and say background and let's change that. Okay, now that's what I'm looking for. So I want us to turn off that background color. Right, so I want us to place this here. Okay, now this is where we have things to do. So I want us to go back to our visual. Right, let's go back to our visual, then let's go back to our color. Should we leave this as white? No, I don't want to leave that as white. So what color should we leave it as? Should we leave it as gray? No, it's not visible enough. Okay, so I want us to use something bright, but I don't want it to be white. Okay, I want us to use something bright but not white. All right. So should we go ahead and try this? No, I think I don't like that looking fun to me. So should we go ahead and try this? It's also pink, right? So should we go ahead and try this? Okay, so why do I feel like I want to leave it at this for now? So we can always go ahead to move things around later. So as for this, I want to leave it as white. Okay, maybe not pure white, but white. Okay, so let's see white. Right, total customers white. Okay, let's leave it at that for now. Now I want us to move this down a bit. Okay, there's something I want us to do before we move ahead, right? So I have to move this down too, right? So this up to it, okay? So so we can simply join all this together, then we move it down. Okay, then we can simply move this down also. Then we can simply go ahead and put this here, right? Now, the next thing I want us to do is I want us to take our text box, right? Okay, no, I want us to go to insert. We just have to remove this. Then let's go to insert and take our text box. Let's make this a bit longer. And we'll say churn customer churn analysis. And so analysis for, let's just use TechUp, okay? Though this is not our data set, but let's just use TechUp 2025. Okay, so for this, we can go ahead. Of course, the first thing I want us to do is let's go to effect and turn off background. Okay, then I want us to turn this text color to white. Okay, then we can go ahead and move this. Okay, then I want us to, of course, make this bigger. So should we do 20? Okay, 20 for Tech Hub 2025. How is 20 looking to us? So let's take up 2025. Okay, so should we make this come here? Take up 2025. It's looking okay, or should we make it a line? So take up 2025. Let's move this up a bit. Customer churn analysis for take up 2025, or should we just say customer churn? Let's just reduce the. So should we just make it 16? Or should we make it 18? So let's make it 18 and see what we have. So we can simply go ahead and let's take this to a line, right? Let's take it to a line. Okay, so how does it look? Okay, a line. Should we make this 16? So let's do 16 and see. It's not looking bold enough, right? So there's something I want us to do. So I want us to copy this, and so for this, let's make this bold, right? And we can make it bold. So customer churn analysis, then we can go ahead and paste that. I think we copied something. So we can go ahead and paste this, right? So, but no, I don't want us to paste it here. So we can go ahead and take this down and also go ahead and take this down. Then we can move this up, no, backspace. So we can backspace this, then we can save for take up, okay, from, so we can say from, let's say from September 20, okay, not, let's say from January 2025 to July 2025. Okay, now this we can simply make this 14, right? We can make this 14. So this is, we can even make this 12, right? So so I think no, I think it's better that way. So I think it's okay that way. I think this is looking okay at 12, and why this is actually bold enough. Okay, so should we make this 11? Yes, because I wouldn't want the dashboard to be too I don't want it to have a lot of things going on, like too complex. Okay. Now, so for this we can leave it at so for this, let's go ahead and do our call out, right? So I want us to onboard that. Okay, we just onboarded the total customer here. Okay, so this 10K is looking okay, but we do make it a bit smaller. So callout value, should we reduce this to 32? Should we reduce it to 30? So let's do 30. Oh, this is 34. Let's do 30 and see. So this is looking better to me. Okay, it's looking better to me. So the next thing I want us to visualize, of course, would be our total churned. Okay, so we also go ahead and take our card, right? Then we can go ahead and drag our total churned over here, 2037 total churned. So for consistency, we have to make sure we use the same Tahoma and everything. So this should be Tahoma, right? So we change this to Tahoma, Tahoma, okay? Then remember we made use of 30, so we can simply say 30, Tahoma 30. Then it was not bolded, right? The color was this, okay? Then the next thing we have to do is, of course, we do the same for the category category label. Okay, so for the category label, we used what did we use for the category label here? So dim light. So we use dim light here too for the categorical label. So of course this is white, right? White. Then um no, the reason why it's not visible is because we have white on white, right? So what we have to do is go to our effects and let's turn off this. So as you can see that is visible now. Okay, so we can go ahead and place it here, right? Now, the next one we have to do, of course, we have to work on our churn rate, right? So we also go ahead and pick our card, right? Then we move our churn rate into the feed. So this is giving us 0.2% churn rate. Then we also have to go and do the same thing for our callouts. Remember, our callouts is 30, and our fonts, we made use of Tahoma for the font. So this is Tahoma here. Then the color, of course, we have to change it to this. Then we also have to go to our category. Then our category should be dim light. Then we made use of white. Okay. What was our font size? Okay, 12. So yes, we can leave it that way. Then we can go ahead and turn off background effects, turn off background. Then we can go ahead and move this here. Hmm. So this is coming along, right? It is coming along. Now, the next thing I want us to work on is I want us to work on this particular place, okay? So to do that, we need to be working with Canva, okay? We need to be working with Canva. Okay, so for here, there are different things I want us to put here, but let's go ahead and insert a text box first. Then we can go ahead and say we have to put a home, right? Or home. Then we have to put customers, right? Customers. Then we have to put statistics. Okay. Then we have to put um put geography, right? Geography. Then we can also put just below it we can put settings. Okay, then we can put info. So we can put info settings, then info setting, then we can put LinkedIn, right? Okay, so now we are going to be working with Canva. Sorry, so dehydrated. Thank you. So we are going to be working with Canva so we can get SVG. So we are going to be working with Canva. So what is the reason of working with Canva? This is to enable us get SVG icons, Now to do that, we have to go to Canva, of course. Then let's go ahead and just go to posts. Okay. Then so wait for that to load up. So we can just say icons. I'll just say icons churn, right? Then we can simply come here to elements and let's say home icon. So let's search for that. So let's go to see all. Okay, home icon. Okay, this of this. So let's just make it of this. So we can just go ahead and enlarge this, right? Hello, right? So we can just go ahead and enlarge this. Okay, go ahead and enlarge this. Then we can simply go ahead and I want the icons to be white. So we can simply go ahead and turn it to white. Then we can simply go ahead and download, and we have to download as SVG. All right. So on the transparent background, then we see download. Okay, so this is saying there's only one graphic for your design. Premium images can be exported on their own. Add more elements and then try again. Okay, so let me duplicate this and let me try again. I think I understand what I'm saying. I think it will still work. But let's try and see if it works. So I think it works now. So I think we downloaded that twice. Okay. So let's see if we can simply move that to see if we can simply move that to this thing to Power BI. Okay. I don't think it actually works that way for Power BI, right? So we simply go ahead to save file, then imports. No, I think let us forget how to import SVG from into Power BI. Oh no. How is that done? I think we have to go to image, then yes, I think okay, so why am I not seeing that? Okay, I'm supposed to see that. So I think Power BI does not actually accept SVGs, right? So what we have to do is, though there is a way we can actually import SVGs to Power BI, okay, but that's a very long process, okay, using DAX, okay. But for here, what we have to do is let's just simply go ahead and download it as a PNG, okay. So we can simply say PNG and transfer it background, then download. Then let's try dragging and dropping. Okay, I think this will work. Edit. Okay. I want to try dragging and dropping it Power BI. It doesn't work. Okay, so we have to just go to images then we import, then we can fix this here. So we can just make this smaller, right? Can make this smaller to suit what we are doing. Then can we make it smaller if is it looking too small? Okay, I think it's looking okay because I don't want it to be too bold, like I said. So we can simply come here and copy and paste this. Then I can simply say home, right? Even though the icon is giving it its home already. Home, home. Okay, so we can simply turn that to white. Right. Okay, now let's see if we can simply move this there. Okay, so this says home. Okay. Let's simply move this to the middle. We can simply hold two. both of them, and let's take it to say format, then let's say align to center, right? Align to middle. No, I think it's okay. Okay, so what happened there? So okay, so we just have to make this bold, then I simply say format, then align to center. Okay, not really working. I would make this smaller. Okay, I just want us to align this to center. So let's say align to middle. That would work. So let's say align to center. It's aligning. I want us to do something. Let's create this and select this. Then let's say format align to center. Hmm, that didn't work. You know what I'm trying to achieve? I think it's not working for me. So I need to try moving this. You know. So let me try moving this. I just want them to be equal at the middle. Right? Then move this. Mm. Yeah. Okay, we just leave it at that for now, right? Just leave it at that for now. I want us to move them down a bit. Because I want us to move them down, down, down. Okay. Then we can leave it right there. Right? Move it down. Okay. Okay. So of course we need to get another icon, customer icon. So of course the next icon we need to get is a customer's icon. Okay. So we go back to this, we can delete this, then we look for customer. Mm, and we can simply use this, right? So nothing too serious, nothing too complex. So we can simply use this, then we can turn to white, because then we can simply download. Okay, that has been downloaded. Then we can go back to our Power BI. Then we can go to insert image. Then we take this and say okay. Then we have to, of course, for make this better. Okay, we have to make it smaller, right? So let's concentrate on working with this two for now. And always adjust the okay. So yeah, this is looking better. Then we can go ahead and look for statistics. So this is looking better. So we can go ahead and look for statistics. Alright. So we can delete this, then we say statistics icon. And say statistics, right? Okay, it says okay. Let's see all. So what do you think about these guys? Okay, so let's just try this thing. We can always change it if it's not giving us what we want, right? So we can simply say white. Then of course we go ahead and download. Okay, so that has been downloaded. Then of course we go ahead to insert an image. Then we can go ahead and bring this down. How is it looking, guys? So you can go ahead and make it smaller like the rest. So now, as you can see, there's something wrong with this. Now, for these two icons, they're bold, but this is looking too light, so it doesn't support uniformity. So we just have to go back and get something that is bold. Okay, I think something like this can work because it is very bold. So we can go ahead and make this white, of course. Then we can go ahead and download this. Now we can go back to Power BI. Then we can say, okay, we are already in a start, so we can pick this. Then we say, okay. Now let's try reducing the size of this. Okay, and this is giving me what I want. So the next thing we have to do is go ahead and insert info settings and linking, right? So let's just put a hold on geography for now. All right. So let's just go to this and say info icon, and let's say info. Okay. Then let's use this and say. So we can simply make it white as usual. Then we can simply download this, right? Then we can go back to our Power BI. Then we can say insert. Then we can, okay, we're already in insert, so we can just go to, oh no, what am I doing? So we can say, okay, then we can reduce this, of course, reduce this, and let's take it here, okay, it's suiting. Make it smaller, of course, like the rest. Okay, so this is actually looking good, but why don't I really like the way it's looking? Now let's keep it out for now. Hello, hello. So I want us to go back and select a different one. Now let's try this, okay? The one inside the box. Oh, should we look at this? This looks more solid. This looks more fancy. Solid, fancy, solid, fancy. Where should we go for? Yeah, let's stick with this. Let's stick with this. So we can simply make sure this is centralized. Then we go to white. Then we can simply go ahead and download. Right? Say download. Then we can go back to our dashboard. Then image. Then open. Right? Okay. Now we can go ahead and reduce this. Holding the shift to reduce onto it. Boom. I think this is actually giving me what I want. What do you think, guys? It's giving me what I want, though. I don't really know about you, but it's giving me the exact feel I want to get. It's giving me the exact feel I want. Then we can go over to settings, of course. So we just have to delete this. Then go over to settings icon. Settings. So settings icon. So let's use this. Remember, we already started working with bold icons. So um let's go ahead and download, and let's say let's wait for it to come up. See, my network is acting up. Okay, so we can go ahead and download now, and we can go back to our Power BI. I think I mistakenly clicked on that image. So we can go ahead and say image and stick me click on that image. I think it's opening up. So oh, we forgot to change the color to white. So we have to go back and change the color to white. Right? So we change it to white. Change it to white. Then we can go ahead and download it. You can go ahead and download it. Okay. Then we can go ahead to back to Power BI. Then we go to image. Then we can go to this. Then we open it up. Okay. So I want us to delete this since we what's happening. Since we are not working with this, we can simply remove it. Now we can go ahead and make this smaller, of course. So make this smaller. So why is it still looking bold, big to me? So we can make it smaller. Hey, I think this is looking better, right? Okay, it's looking better. It's looking better. It's looking better. It's looking better. The sizes, this is a bit big. So let me, no. Yeah, I think this is better this way. Okay, this is a bit big. I can make it smaller too. Okay, okay. I think these are better. Then the next thing, of course, is LinkedIn. So the next one is LinkedIn, right? So we have to go over to this, then we delete this, then we say LinkedIn icon, right? LinkedIn icon. So we say LinkedIn icon, then can use this because it's looking good to me. Then we can increase it, then make it white. And let's go ahead and download it. Now we download it and let's see what it gives us. So let's go back to Power BI and let's say image. And let's open it. Right now for this LinkedIn icon, I want us to actually link it to my LinkedIn account. Okay. Now to do this, what we have to do is we have to go to insert. Okay. Then we go to buttons. Right. Then we click on blank. Okay. Then we have to move this. Oh no, we have to move this down here. And let me go ahead and reshape this. Right. Now I want to reshape this. Okay. Let me take this down a bit. Now the next thing we have to do is we have to go to style, right? We have to go to style and we have to move down to icon. So icon is already turned on, right? So what we have to do is we have to go to icon type and we click on custom. Then we have to browse and select our LinkedIn icon and we say open, right? Now the next thing we have to do is we have to go over to let's come back here. We have to go over to action. Okay. So we turn action on and type we say web URL. So we just have to go back and copy my LinkedIn URL. So to do that, we just say LinkedIn. So this will take me to my LinkedIn account. Okay, then I can say this and I can copy my LinkedIn URL, right? Then I can say home, right? Then we can go back to Power BI. Then we can paste this. Okay. Then we can say okay. Now this has successfully linked my LinkedIn account to this particular icon, right? I successfully linked my LinkedIn account to this particular icon. Now we can go ahead and resize this icon to suit our text. Okay, now looking. Okay, let me see if I didn't. Okay, we can. I mistakenly undid that. Now we can go ahead and resize this icon to suit our sides. You hold the shift key and you press and now let's take this here. Okay. Okay, we can make this a bit bold. Okay. Now these are looking okay to me. Now the next thing we can do is we can simply click on all these icons, right? Then we can go to format, then we can go to align and Let's center them, right? Center. They're already centralized as you can see. Then we can simply go ahead and also centralize these ones. So when we say centralize, okay, simply make this smaller. Then we can simply say centralize. Okay, now this looks better, right? Now let's try checking if we can centralize all of them. Let's try checking if we can centralize all of them now. So let's say centralize. Okay, now this is looking better, right? Now, I want us to move this down a bit. Okay, want us to move this down a bit. Okay, this is down a bit. Okay, because I'm leaving the space for something. I'm leaving the space for something, right? Now, the next thing I want us to do is I want us to also go to insert. Then let's insert shape. So let's take the shape and let's make it smaller. Let's make it smaller. Now let's go to style. Let's turn up border. Now let's go to this. Right. So this. Okay. So for this, I want us to go to shape style. Okay. So okay, this is the transparency. But first, I want us to turn this to that's too bright. Let's make it this. Okay, what do you think, guys? Oh no, I have to remove this. I want to reduce the transparency of this, so let's make it 50. Okay, still visible. Now let's make it 65. Okay, it's 50, right? So that wasn't 50. Let's make it 50. Okay, I think it's looking okay here. It's looking quite okay to me. But let me reduce that again a bit. I feel like it's too bright. So let me leave it at 70. I want it to feel like, oh, it is there but it is not there. Yeah, something like this. It is there but it's not there. So yes. Um I feel like I can reduce that more, right? Let's make it 85. No, no, 85. 85 is better. Okay, so yeah, I think this is perfect. It is there, but it is not there. Then we can go ahead and delete this now, right? Okay, so this is coming along. Then we can also remove this, right? Okay. Now the next thing we have to do is let's go ahead and add the shape, right? Let's go ahead and add a shape. What would the structure be like now? So this is where the main work comes in. What would the structure be like? What would the structure be like? So um just have to of course tie return of the border, right? But what would the structure be like? This is where we have to decide the structure of our Power BI dashboard. Now let's try getting the structure we think is okay, right? Let's try, but definitely I wouldn't want the KPIs to be at the top. Okay, I want us to do something different instead of having the KPIs at the top here. So I want to keep the KPIs here, just the way they are. So we need to look for a way to manage the other spaces to give us some good, great visions, right? So for this, we can make this smaller. You think can have a visual here. Then let's copy and paste. Can we have a visual here? Right? Can we have a visual here? And let's copy and paste. Can we also have a visual here? And this is This is what we have to decide together. So, for now, I think that's, can we have a visual here, or can we make this up a bit? Then we take this up bit, then you can have, when we have a long visual here, right? A long visual here. So for the top, don't worry about the top. We're actually going to do something there. So yes, so can we have this long visual here, and can we make this longer, right? And also make this longer. So which means we have just three different visuals, right? Okay. So what do you guys think about this? What do you think about this particular one here? So let's move this up a bit, right? Now let's move this up a bit to just suit it exactly. Now let's take this up a bit, right? Let's bring this down, man. Let's take this up. Okay, let's move this down. And we can actually make this bigger, right? We can make this bigger, and we can take this down a bit. Then we can also take this down a bit. Okay. Now we have three. So this will be figured out, and this will be figured out too. This will be figured out. Right. Now for this we can simply so for this, let's just go ahead and change all the shapes first. So let's go ahead to shape, and let's just type, and we have to use this. Then this, we also have to use this, right? Then the other one, we also use this. Okay. Now this is making a bit of sense, right? Then the next thing, let's work on this top, right? Let's work on this top. Okay. Now, I would like to have my image here, right? Right. So here, I would like to have my image here. Yes, my image. I would like to have my image here, and something that says designed by Precious, which is my name. So let me work on the text first. So I'll have to delete this because I want to work on this with this size of text. So let's say design by Precious Benjamin, which is my name. So I can go ahead and highlight this and change color to white. Okay. Then I can go ahead and just no, I'll go ahead and just reduce this, and let me just go ahead and take this off. Then I can go ahead and reduce this a bit more and push it down a bit more. Then I can just drop this here, right? Then the next thing I have to do is I have to go ahead and insert my image. Now we are going to be working with Canva again. So let's just delete this, right? Now, true. Now, I want us to go ahead to download, and let me look for any of my image. Now, what I want us to do, we have to go ahead to download. Now, this is the image I want to use. So I can simply go and take it to Canva. So as you can see in the downloads, it comes up, then I can put it over here, then I can go back to elements, right? Now I can simply go ahead and bold this. Okay, I can simply go ahead and bold this, then I can simply take out the background. Okay, okay, or I can simply say Control Z, right? Now let's go to our dashboard. So I want to say, okay, okay. So Let's just leave the background color at that for now, right? Then let's go to elements and let's look for frame, right? We have to put this in a frame, okay? So we have to put this in a frame. Then we can select a second frame, which is this, okay? Selected it multiple times. Now I can go ahead and put this image in the frame, okay? So this is it, right? Now I can go ahead and reduce this. Okay. Let me just increase it. I can always reduce it in Power BI so it doesn't really lose quality. Now we can go ahead and centralize this and put it at the middle, right? Then we can go ahead and download on a transparent background, of course. Then we download it. Now we can go back to our Power BI, then we can go to image, insert image, then we can say okay. Now we can move this, then we can go ahead and reduce the size of this. Then we can go ahead and move it here, right? This is looking too bold, right? But I really want my image to be visible. Okay, so we can go ahead and leave it here. Then we can bring over this text that says designed by Benjamin Precious. No, oh no, it's not what I'm trying to do. I want to move this here and I can see yes. Okay, so designed by Benjamin Precious. Okay, this is coming along. Then I can hold this, then I can align to middle. Okay, so we can even go ahead and hold this, then group it. Group it. Yes, we can group it then. Yups. Now, this is actually coming along, right? It is coming along. Now, I will also want us to insert some buttons here, right? I want us to insert some buttons here. Now, what do we do? What do we do? Now, let's go ahead to insert. Let's just try this out. Let's say insert buttons. Then let's say mark, right? Bookmark. Mm, for this we can always change the style and change the color, right? Mm, Play over. Then say action. Uh, okay, this is not what I'm looking for. I want to change the color of the shape. So let's go to effects. Okay, this is off already. Okay, I think there definitely should be a way to change the color. Okay, properties. Let's go back to properties. And it's not working. So effect background score. Yes. I just want us to change the color to something brighter. So that is what I'm trying to achieve. So how do we do that? It should be here. So why is it not here? I can't change the colors of what should be able to, right? A shape, rectangle, style. What's going on? Icon. So why were you stressing us? Why were you stressing us? So let's do this. Now let's do this. Let's check it. It's looking too bright and I think it's messing up the design. Now let's stick to this color. Should we stick to this color? Okay, let's stick to this color for now. We can always change it later. Right? Then I want us to add another button and let's say um help, right? Then we can move this here. We can make this smaller and smaller. We can also make this smaller, so it doesn't look like it's all over the place. We can also make this smaller. So I don't want this to look like it's all over the place. You get what I'm saying? Now we can also go to style, then let's move over to icon and let's of course let's use the same color there. Right? We can always change that, so that's not a problem. If I feel it's not looking perfect, I can change it. Now let's go to navigator, page navigator. Now page one. Should we leave that away? Okay. Um, I feel I feel let's go to style. Then let's go to style. Um, now I Is this necessary though? Why do I feel like I don't want this? Okay, I think let's go to another button and let's say question and answer. Let's make it this way. Now we can go to style. Is it shape or style? I think it's style, right? Then we go to icon, right? Then we can turn the color to this. Okay. Then it's this looking too big. I don't want it to be too broad, right? So we can make this a bit smaller. Then we can go to this. Then let's align this to middle, of course. Now let's align. Okay, we have to. I want us to ungroup this, right? So we can align all this together to middle. So we have to align them to middle. Okay. Then should we move it down a bit? Align to middle and remove them and no. We want us to move them down a bit. Now let's take them down a bit. Two down. Now let's go ahead and align them to middle again. So we align them to middle again, right? We did that middle, okay? Then we can also align this to middle. You just have to select all and let's just align all to middle. Okay, this is better. This is looking better, right? Now, I haven't decided what we are putting here. I've not decided on that, okay? But for here, I know what I want to leave here, but for here, I haven't decided on that, right? So, let's just go ahead and build this up, okay? Now, the first thing I would like us to do is let's look at churn rates by gender. So let's just pick up our clustered bar charts. Now we go to gender. Then let's take our churn rates, right? So we go to gender and let's take our churn rates and let's make our legend should be gender, right? Now we can go ahead and increase this. Okay, we'll go ahead and increase this. Okay, so we'll go ahead and increase this. Then we have to go ahead. Then we have to go ahead and do our formatting, of course. Then we go to format visual. Now let's go to general. The first thing I want us to do is let's turn off background. Yes, that's the first thing I want us to do. Turn off the background. Then the next thing I want us to do is let's go to our y-axis and let's make fonts white. Okay, white. Then we can go to our title and let's make fonts also white. Okay, then let's move ahead. Let's go out to our x-axis. Let's look at values. Then let's make color to be white also. Okay. Then let's go to our title and let's make this to be white also. Okay. Now our legend, legend is we can simply decide to move our legends mm, no. Let's just leave it as center right. Okay. Center right is looking okay. So the text should be white, definitely. Okay, text should be white. So, okay, title, gender. Now, I want us to, let's go to title. Now, let's take this to be white. Now, for visual, let's close this. Let's close this. Now, for visual, let's go to bars, right? For bars, let's say this and so let's keep it everything the same. Okay. Now I don't really like this color anymore. I don't like it anymore. So let's see if we can see another color, right? Let's go to selecting colors can be difficult, honestly. Mm, let's go to more colors. Let's see something like this. Hmm, like this. Okay. I want just to use a very bright color. So let's try yellow. Okay, what do you think about these guys? Let me put it back now. Now let's leave it at this for now, right? Now for the other one, we can also simply change it to that same color, which is this, right? So we are still on it, right? We are still on it. Now Okay, so we are having churn rates by gender. Okay, now there's something I want us to do. I want us to, we have to pick this visual. So I want us to go to the title. Title, okay, this is the title. This is Dean. Can we change this to Tahoma? Tahoma. Then we can of course reduce it to this. Okay. Now this is looking good. So you see churn rates by gender and gender. So why is it saying churn rate by gender and gender? No, we have to work on that. Churn rate by gender by gender. Now let's go to title. Churn rate. Let's say, so for this, I want us to make it to say something different. Now let's just say who is leaving, who is leaving, who is leaving, and let's call this churn. Okay, should we say churn trends by gender? This makes more sense to me. Churn trends by gender. Okay, okay, we can leave that at that for now. You can always do some moving around, but for now, let's leave it at that, right? Now, the next thing we want us to do is now the next thing I want us to let's look at earn rates by product holding. Now, to do that, let's go to this, right? Let's go to this and let's look at churn rates by gender by product holding, right? So let's say churn product holding. So number of products. So we say number of products here. Then we can see churn rates here. Now this gives us churn rates by product holding, right? So churn rate by product holding. Now can always move this around. So this should go down and let's just come up a bit. Now let's take this down. What's happening? Now let's take this down. Wait, we have to move this down here now. Okay. Okay. So let's check this. Okay. Check this. Check this. This. Okay. Now the first thing I want us to do is let's turn off background. So let's go to effect and let's off the background. I want to off the background. Okay, so that's the first thing I want us to do. Now the next thing we have to go to visual, then let's do categorical. Okay, continuous categorical. Now let's change it to Tahoma. Tahoma and to white, right? Then the next one, let's close this. Let's go to y axis and let's go down to values. Then we can change this to Tahoma also. Tahoma. Then let's see white also. Now the next thing we have to do is let's go to title. So we say Tahoma also. Tahoma, then we can make it white. Okay. Now, now the next thing we have to do is okay. Okay, let's take this down. Now, what's the next thing we have to do? Thinking out loud. Now, let's go to title, right? And here, let's just say those products variety reduce churn. Churn, chun, right? So let's make that Tahoma also. Tahoma, and this was 13, right? What side was it 12? So we made this 12 too. Then we can say white. Okay, let's do relatively just churn. Okay, now, okay, what's the next thing? Hmm, number of products. I think we need to change the color of number of products. But number of products. So we change this to Tahoma also. They should be Tahoma in white. Okay, this was done here. So we also have to change it to Tahoma for consistency, right? Okay, so the next thing we have to do is we have to go to Tahoma. What font should be Tahoma? So the next thing we have to do is we have to go to our, for this, we are working on this. We have to go to our columns. Now we use the same color. Okay, we are using the same color for everything, right? Now the next thing we have to do is we have to work on this. Okay. Now, for this, we are going to have two different diagrams here. Now, what we have to do is I want us to go ahead and insert. No, please, not a text box. So let's remove this. Let's go ahead and insert a shape. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and you know what? Let's just remove this. Now let's go ahead and pick this shape because let's copy it, Control C, then we copy it down, Control V, then we can move it to here, then make it to be as bold as we want it to be. Okay, so yes, this is what we are trying to achieve. Okay, then let's take this down a bit. Sorry. So let's move this. Did we divide this into using eye measurement? I think we did divide it into two. Now, let's go ahead. Now, the next thing I want us to do is let's pick our pie charts, right? Now, let's move it here and let's make it bigger. Let's make it bigger. Let's make it bigger. Yeah. Now, let's say, let's pick our geography and let's say total churn. Okay. Now let's go ahead and start um working on this visual. So first thing I want us to do is I want us to turn on background. So we go to general and no, not title. We turn on background. Right? Now this is making more sense. Now the next thing I would want us to do is let's check this. Okay. So we should use this instead. Right? So the next thing I want us to do is let's go ahead and work on this. Let's go to legend. Let's go to top left. Let's leave it at top left. Okay. Now top bottom right. I think that's better. So text, let's leave it as Tahoma and let's make it white. Okay, we can go ahead and reduce it. We make it 9. 8. I think 9 is perfect. Now title. So let's go to title, right? Now let's just call this where are we losing customers. So let's just call this customer churn volume by region. So we can go ahead and make this white and let's go ahead and reduce this to 12. And we have to make this Tahoma by Homa. Okay. And the next thing we have to do, of course, is how to go to general properties. Let's look at properties. Effect, alternate text. Now let's go back to visual. Let's go back to details. Let's put it inside and see. Okay, this is looking better. Prefer outside, prefer inside. Okay, shape. It's not looking better. And what do you think, guys? What do you think? Why am I liking this better too? So let's check it out again. Let's check it, leaving it inside and outside and see. Um, let's say outside. Then it has lots. Then wait, let's just leave it there. We can always change it up later. Then data value categories. Then legend is already doing that work. But I think yes, percentage of total is better. Let's say category says Spain and oh no. I think the legend is already doing that. So we just leave it at percent of total, right? The values we have to turn that to Tahoma and white. So Tahoma on white. On white. Okay. It's looking better. It's looking better. Bold on board. Okay. It's looking better, guys. What do you think? Now for this, we have to move this down a bit and make sure to centralize there. And for the slices, we can't leave the slices the same. We need to use all shades of this color. So different shades of that color, I mean. So first will be the same color but just different shades. Right? Different shade. That's color, not too bright, not too dark. Okay. I think that's looking better. Let me get a bit darker. Okay. I think that's looking better. Then Spain also we use the same thing, different shades of that. So looking for the lights. The whites, France and Spain looking almost the same. So okay, you can leave it that way. Okay, feel like it's looking better now, guys. Don't you think so? Because I think so. Okay, it's coming along. I like the part that it's coming out nice. Okay, now let's work on this. Now the next thing I want us to look at is let's look at churn rates by A. Okay, so let's look at churn rates by A. Now to do that, we are going to be selecting this. Okay, we're going to be selecting this. Then we can move this here. Then or we can just increase this. Can increase this and can increase this. Okay, then so we can actually drag age. Where's our age? So we can drag our age here. Then where is our churn rates? So we can drag our churn rates here. Okay, so the next thing we have to do is we just have to go ahead and customize this visual. Now to do that, let's go ahead and turn off background. Okay, let's go ahead and turn off background. Then we can simply make this a bit smaller to suit the space we created for it. Make this a bit bold. Then we can take this down a bit. Okay, then move this up a bit. Okay, now then we can go ahead to do other customization like the x-axis. We can go ahead and say categorical. Okay, then or we can leave it as continuous. And let's see. Let's just go ahead and say categorical. Mm, just go ahead and say continuous. Right now, the next thing we can do is let's go to values and let's change that to Tahoma, and let's change it to white, of course, white. And now let's go to title and let's call this age versus sorry, let's say age versus attrition. Okay, let's say age versus attrition. Let's go back to our y-axis and let's go to values and let's say Tahoma, of course, and let's say white. Okay, then what is you can go to title and let's say Tahoma, of course, Tahoma, then let's say white. Okay, now what is columns? Let's change this to our color. And yes, this is looking better. So there's one thing left for us to do, which is the A, right? That's one thing left for us to do, the age. So how do we do that? We go to visual, right? And we go to values, Tahoma white. Let's go down. So this we change it to Tahoma and we change this to white also. White. Okay? So white. Now for this particular place, I would want us to calculate another KPI. Okay, just to fill in there. So we can simply copy and paste. Mm, yes, we copy and paste, and then we can move this up. Okay. For this, we can simply copy and paste to then move this up here. So all we just need to do is calculate another KPI, right? Now, which KPI are we going to be calculating? The next thing we have to do is I want us to go ahead and calculate a new measure, right? Now let's calculate a new measure. Now let's call this average churned customer, average churned cost, average churned. Let's say average age churned. So I want to know the average ages of the customers that churn. So this should be equals to make use of calculates. Sorry, I think it should be calculates. This is what we are looking for. Then we are calculating average of what's sorry, average of sorry, the average of age. So average age, right? So we can just simply close this. Okay. So this should be calculate average of age, right? Average of age. I think we have to close this. Okay. Then we have to put a comma and say our exited should be equals to 0. No, it should be equals to 1, right? It should be equals to 1. There we can put space and close this. Now let's run this and see. Okay, now for here, what we simply need to do is remove this and move this down here. Okay, so that's it. So this gives us the average age of our churned customers. So it simply means the average age of our churned customers is 44.84. Right? So what else are we going to do? So I mentioned that I don't really like here we are not doing here empty. Okay. So let me just move this article move one a bit close. Just want it to be somewhere here. Okay. Uh, yeah, let's assume that we have the customer logo, right? Let's just assume we have the customer logo, and like we said, this is actually for TechUp. So we just have to go over and get the TechUp logo, right? So let's go to home and let's go to home. So let's wait for that to load up. So we can go to our thumbnails. Okay, we can go to our thumbnails and we can simply pick our. So we wait for this to load up. We can simply pick our logo here and no, it's lagging. So we can simply look for our logo. We can simply pick our logo here and let's remove this and let's paste it here. Okay, so let's make it bold and centralize it. Then we can simply go ahead and download it. simply go ahead and download it. And we go back to Power BI, then we go back to inserts and but I wouldn't want that to be white, so I wouldn't want that to be white. I want it to be the same color as this, right? The same color as this. That is what I would want it to be. Okay. So let's go ahead and do general. So let's say colored value. Now let's pick the colored value. So what color is this? How do we know the color code for this? Okay, yes, so this is the color code for this. So we copy it, then we go back to Canva, then we click on this. Okay, so this we can switch the color for this. Can we? Can we did that just now? No, I think we can't switch the color for this because this is not an SVG. This is not an SVG, so it's just like a PNG, so we can't switch the color. So the only way we can switch the color for this is by using Photoshop. Right? If we use Photoshop, we can go to, let's see if we can do that. So let's say Photoshop. Sorry, Photoshop. Let's look for that. I just hope that doesn't take our time. So we wait for Photoshop. Okay. Right. So my Photoshop is not opening. My Photoshop is not opening. Let's see if it opens though. It's been a while since my Photoshop. One of them can make me go feel now. Sorry, this is taking too long. Okay. Okay. It's lagging. Lagging, it's lagging, it's lagging. I think we just have to read that. It's really, really lagging. Okay. Just have to, let's just close that up. So we can simply close that up. So what we have to do is since our logo is text, we can simply just use a very, very bold text to achieve that. So let's just say set up, right? So we can just bold this. And which bold fonts can we actually use for this? We can use, should we use Avenia? Avenia. Let's use Avenia. So we can increase it, right? We can increase it and we can hold it. Okay. We can hold it and then we can change it to whichever color we want. Why is this lagging? Change it to whichever color. So this is the color we are trying to use. Okay, so it's more like it. So we simply go and first download this as a PNG. Then we can go back to our Power BI and let's pick that up. Let's import image. Let's copy and open. Then wait for that to load up. Okay, so here it comes. So here it comes. So we can simply reduce the size. Then we simply go in here. Okay, this simply go in here. Boom! Now this is what I'm trying to achieve here. This is what I am trying to achieve here. I need to see if I can move it down. So this is what I've been trying to achieve here, right? So I want to move this down a bit. Okay. Yes. So this is what I've been trying to achieve here, right? So I'm thinking, what else do we want to add? What else do we want to add? I think this is perfect for now, right? This is looking okay. This is looking okay. I don't really think so. I think this is looking okay, right? Hey, looking okay. So should we change this color? I'm thinking, should we change it or it's just looking perfect? Should we change this? Now let's try changing this to in this. Well, I feel it's looking okay, but let's see if we can actually change it to something else. Hmm. I don't want to change. So I think we should go to style and fill is called icon. Okay, yes. Let's change it to this. Do you guys think? Do you guys think? Let's change this one. See, I icon, and let's use this style icon, of course, icon. Then let's use this. So tell me what you think. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Okay. So I want us to move this, make it bolder a bit. So I'm gonna simply move it here. Okay. So tell me what you think in the comment section, because to me I feel this is looking okay. It's looking okay. But tell me what you think in the comment section. Do you think there is something we could have done better? Tell me what you think in the comment section. Okay. Yes, I think this is looking okay. This is looking okay. So for this, should we leave it as Tahoma? So let's go and leave it as Tahoma. So for uniformity, right? For uniformity, we can leave this as Tahoma. This is bold enough. 18 is perfect. 11 is okay. Okay, so what are we missing? The sign by me. Okay, link to my LinkedIn. What is? For me, it's looking perfect, right? In fact, during the interview, the dashboard I submitted was not as good as this. It wasn't as good as this. So one thing I'm thinking is, should we give more spaces between these ones? Maybe move this down more. Okay, this down more, or make sure there are more spaces between them. And we can also move this down more. Another thing I want to make sure both these ones are well aligned together. So we can move this down more. Just want them to have enough space between each other. So oh but here's the think we mistakenly missed something. There is the you know what I'm looking for, guys? I'm looking for the KPI for this particular one. Hey, I was thinking, where did I keep that KPI? So I'm not taking this down like this, right? Then let me put the KPI right back. Then I want to take this, let's just keep it here, we can actually see it. And I want it to be exactly the same. So we can move this here, right? Why does that keep disappearing? Please. Well, you can move this here, right? It's looking much better. So to make sure that the waves join to each other. So let's move this down, please. Then let's take it here, right? Make sure the space between them are the same. We should have just maybe used a risotto and so forms which is just the same things and just leave it where it is, right? And leave it exactly where it is. Just move it down there. So I think this is looking much better. This is looking much better if you ask me. But let me check if we can. What if we make this tie this color we used last time? What's the color of this canvas? Okay. Let's see if we can change the color of this view. Looking bad, but it's making it so. What do you think, guys? Why is this looking perfect to me now? Why is it looking perfect to me now? And this was not the color I wanted to go with, guys. This was not the color I wanted to go with, guys. So, hey, why is this looking better to me? Why is it looking better to me? This is not the color I wanted to go for. It's looking better. Um, I wanted a bit plain. Let's just check something, right? So I want to let's just pick this first. Let's go to style and let's go to the color. Let's see more colors. Um, so let's say 1 8, 1 6, 1 day. Okay. So this is what I wanted to achieve. So yes, the other color was looking perfect, but it was making it to pop. And I really don't want it to pop. I want it to be something like black, a black dashboard, black background dashboard, something like that. So I think I want to leave it at this. I know this might not suit some of you, but I will leave it at this for now. Okay, I think I prefer this better. Okay, so another thing I'm looking at, should we change this text? Should we change this text so we change it to this color? Let me do the color and see what happens. Color value, see that is okay. Instead of having different colors all over, right? Instead of having different colors all over, I'm thinking we leave it at this, right? That is what I think, and I think I'm liking it the way it is. So just stop having different colors all over. Hmm. Why am I loving this, guys? Why am I loving this? So do we have to change this tech hub because it's looking weird? Well, not that weird though. Looking weird, but not that weird. Okay. Okay. So there's something I want us to do. Um, what color is this? Trying to know what color is this exactly. this particular color. I want to get it to know what color it is. But it is a color code, so I just copy it. So I'm trying to achieve something. So let's go to this. So I want us to change this color to that color, right? Let's change it to that color. Okay, so we just paste it here. So it changes to that color, right? So what guys, I'm confused on what I want to do right now. So I want us to go to shapes. Okay, so let's go to shapes. Let's go to shapes and let's see all. Okay, this is looking. I want to put the shape from here, right? Now let me turn this shape to that particular color. Okay, and no, I know some of you are confused on what I'm trying to achieve, but you'll see. Then let's go to our thumbnail, right? Then let's simply copy this. Control Z, then let's paste it here. Okay. Now let's make sure it is centralized. So let's go to position. Why is this lagging? So let's go to position. Let's go to middle, right? Let's group them together. Okay. So position. Okay. Now we can go ahead and let's go ahead and download this. Go ahead and download this. So let's let's pick this out for now. Let's just move this out for now. Good. So let's just move that out for now. Then let's go to image. Okay, so let's pick this and say okay. Hmm. Now let's see if that works. Let's reduce and let's put it. Let's reduce. Then let's think. Chief, what do you guys think? You know, so what do you guys think about it? So I'll make sure it's not. What do you guys think about this? What do you think about it? So we can simply move all these ones down, you know, we move these ones down and we can say okay here. Then we can move this one down, down. Okay, so now let's see if we can move this to, if we can centralize the format. Let's say center. Okay, now let's, okay. So what do you think, guys? What do you think, guys? Did you centralize this too? Let's make sure we did. So let's go ahead and centralize it. Okay, I think we did last time. Then I think let's move this down a bit. Let's move them down a bit. Now that's perfect. So we can move this up. I think it's too close to the home. We can move it up a bit. Hmm. I think I love this. I really don't know about you, but I really do love this. I really do love this. Should we make this a bit bold? No, let's check. Okay. Now we can also go ahead and centralize again. Centralize again. So, guys, what do you think? You can tell me what you think about this in the comment section. And do you think that there are things we should have done that we did not do? Also, leave your comments in the comment section. All right. So, what we have to do is, I think we are done with this. So, what we have to do is, something I'm thinking of is, why don't we change the background color for this to be this? Okay, so that's another thing I'm thinking about. Why don't we change the background color for this to match this? Because it's actually looking off right here. So let's do that. So let's do that. So to do that, okay, we just no. So let's just go to page two and let's go to upload. We already uploaded the image. So this is it. So let's just remove background. Can we change color to this? Now let's check that. Okay, boom. So why do I feel like the color is actually affecting the image too? So I think the image is looking different. See just my eyes. Let me just remove background, right? And let me place this here. No. Let me make this background this. Okay, so let me increase this, then increase this, then I can simply centralize this, right? So we can simply centralize this and move this to the middle also. Then we can go ahead and download this particular one. We download it to the background. Okay. Then we can create another page three. Then we can look for our frame. We can look for our frame and frame. So we can bring this in here, right? Bring this in here, then we can oh, has not downloaded yet or what? This is downloading. But we downloaded the wrong page. So should be page two. Downloading page two. So let's just say current page. Then we go ahead and download this. Okay. So we have downloaded that. Then we can then move this here. Now we can just bring it. So let's make this white. See, white. Now let's put this here. Okay. And you can make it now. Look how to make make it. So let's just make it bold. Okay. It bold and let's position it to center middle. Then we can then download on a transparent background current page tray. Then we can download this. Then we wait for it to download it. We have downloaded that. Then we can go back to this. Let's move this out here. And let's go to insert. Insert, let's go to image. Then let's pick this and say okay. Right, and we can move it up. We can move it here then, but let's make it smaller. Smaller. See looking too big. I am not doing it. No, no. I think it's too cold. And too cold. We can remove this now. It's looking better. It's looking better for. Then we can go ahead and say format and align middle. So we can also select text and also align it to middle. Align to middle. So we have come to the end of the tutorial. So let me make this smaller a bit. Feel like it's too big. One last touch, guys. No, I think it's too smaller. One last touch, guys. One last touch, guys. Then too small, too big, guys. I feel like at least it should be visible. So I think that's okay. So we can go to format and middle. So let's when angle. Let's align this and something. So that's let's just check formats and let's see if we can align supervision target. Okay, I think this is perfect. This gives equal spacing among all of them. That's something really fast. Well, oh, it's perfect. Okay, think, think, I want to bring this closer. Where increase the size to. Okay, I think I need to name this Tahoma and let's make this 12. So let's make this 12. Yeah. Okay. Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. Mm, this is perfect. So we can simply go ahead and save. Let's save as. So we save it in our downloads. And let's save this as customer count dashboard. Okay. Customer churn dashboard. Then we can also save as be able to save as PDF. Oh, we can't save as PDF, but I was thinking we should be able to save as PDF. I've saved as PDF on Power BI server. Why is it not working? Okay, I think I we need to use the exports, right? So let's go ahead and view our dashboard, right? So let's just go ahead and put it here and let's boom. Now this is what our dashboard looks like.